Right, welcome back. Now, the Department of Transport has allocated 5.5 billion rand to be spent in the current financial year to plan, build and operate integrated public transport networks in 13 cities. Presenting the Department of Transport budget for the 2014-2015 financial year, Transport Minister Dipuo Peters outlined the department's budget allocation for the 2014-15 financial year of 48.7 billion. The minister aims for 2015 approval in round two for Transport Master Plan, and she announced a reprieve for the users of Gauteng's e-tolls. Now, in our Cape Town studios, we are joined by the minister herself, Dipuo Peters. Minister, thank you. Thanks for being with us here on the program.
Thank you for having me here, Leon.
How is the allocation of your budget going to support the National Development Plan's priorities?
One of the key priorities that the budget will be supporting directly will be public transport. You would know that the NDP calls on us to make sure that we've got a reliable, efficient, as well as safe and secure public transport, and that we could be able to make it possible that those people of South Africa of working age can be able to contribute efficiently and effectively also to the economy, so that we can grow the economy of South Africa and alleviate poverty, fight inequality. So that public transport investment that you have already started seeing with the Metro Rail Initiative, 53 billion rand of investment in the passenger rail services of South Africa, that is one of the key interventions that we would be continuing with. But also the 13 cities that you referred to in the insert, in the municipalities, we are going to advance the rollout of the BRT, and I'm sure you have already started seeing the difference it's making in Tshwane with the development that is under construction there with Arieng, and there's a lot of other cities that have already started with this work.
Yeah. Minister, tell us about the stock fleet renewal program for the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. How many jobs are you hoping that will be created by the project?
We believe that this initiative will create direct and indirectly more than 65,000 jobs. But the direct jobs would directly be related to the construction of the factory, but also the work in the factory itself, which over a 10-year period we believe would be about 33,000 of the direct and indirect jobs. So we're looking forward to making it possible that we can start building the factory. We are engaging with Ekurhuleni Metro so as to make sure that the site issue is finalized, because we had intended that before the end of this year, the construction on that site would have started, but there has been a delay because of the need for the expansion of the site, because we also want to build the training academy, which will train about 19,000 young people of South Africa in the different skills that we need for the passenger rail services, in particular train drivers, artisans, engineers, as well as technicians and other services that would be necessary.
All right, also the main purpose of the National Household Survey, let's talk about them. What is that all about?
The National Household Travel Survey is a travel survey or a survey that is done to give us an indication on exactly how people travel in South Africa, the preferred mode of transport. And I can indicate to you that the survey that was done in 2013, that was released last week Thursday, does indicate that the bulk of the people of South Africa, because of the fact that they don't want to wait for a long period and that they want access to transport very near to their houses or homes, they actually prefer to use taxis. The survey indicates that 69.8% of the people of South Africa use taxis. The most challenging thing that we have also picked up from the survey is the fact that today in South Africa, we still have about 64% of South African learners between between primary as well as high school, walking to school. And I'm happy to indicate that between ourselves as Department of Transport as well as Basic Education, we are finalizing the learner transport policy so as to be able to make sure that we intervene in that space. But we also have increased the Shovakalula, which is the bicycle provision program, where we are going to be distributing almost 23,000 over the next 3 years.
Yeah. Minister, let's talk e-tolls now. You announced a reprieve for the users of Gauteng's toll roads. How is the reprieve going to work, firstly? And most importantly, how are we going to encourage motorists in the province to comply with the system? Because, Minister, they're not complying.
That is actually a worrying trend, Leanne, because South Africans know that in 1995, when President Mandela launched the Masakane campaign, he was actually encouraging us to actually pay for the services that we get and be also able to contribute to South Africa's ability to build and operate and maintain its infrastructure. As we speak, we only have about 201 kilometers of the GFIP, which is in Gauteng, and that is the 201 kilometers that the e-toll or the electronic payment system is actually geared at funding. And we believe that the operation, which is actually the freeway management system, as well as the other services that is being done from the control center, are actually key in freeing the movement of people on the GFIP. So the reprieve, Leanne, if I have to go into that, we say instead of the 7 days, we have extended to 51 days because President Zuma in February actually impressed on us to say in South Africa people are not being paid weekly, so the 7 days is a bit too stiff. Can we consider an alternative of giving people more days? So we have also considered that people get paid once a month, and we extended that with an additional 21 days. So we're saying 51 days. And we also say that non-registered users will receive about 60% of the alternative tariff if they pay within 51 days. But those who are registered voters, we know that the tag in itself, you buy the tag for 50 rand, but the total value of that 50 rand is added for your usage. And already 48% e-tag holders get the discount, the time of day discount, and the frequent users discount. But also the important thing is to realize that Cabinet, through the intervention of Treasury, did actually buy us the opportunity for the 450 rand cap by giving an additional 5 billion rand in 2011 to Sanral to offset the 450 rand cap. So we say to South Africans, please ensure that you contribute to your own infrastructure development. That is what the NDP says. That is what our icon and president of a democratic South Africa actually called us on to do, to pay those who can be able to pay. But also remember, the public transport has been excluded. Those who use taxis, the 70% people who use taxis don't pay electronic payment, but also buses. And we believe that those like the disabled and others can also make applications for discounts and concessions.
All right, okay. Minister, I wish we had more time to elaborate on that one, but we'll leave it at that. Let's now just ask you one final question about the latest on the developments in the Cape Town removals in Luandle by Sanrail. Just give us an update on that.
You would know that the Minister of Human Settlement has started with the Commission to investigate what actually went wrong with the process, and Sanral would be making the necessary presentation and submission to that or about their role in the whole process. But I also want to indicate that, Leanne, in South Africa, it is a big challenge to actually free the land that has been set aside for infrastructure development, in particular our transport infrastructure, like for example roads, which needs long corridors of tracts of land. And we appeal that people should stop occupying the land that has been set aside for in particular transport infrastructure.
All right, Minister, thank you very much for joining us here on the program. That was our Transport Minister, Dipuo Peters, in our Cape Town studios.